Ah, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, wrestling fans, these are the sports entertainment fans. Welcome to the No Shade Man Cave. I'm ElliJare, and I'm just venting on this freaking PWI top 500, and we get into the top 10, right? And for those of you who know and check out our show, which we really appreciate it, we just hit 150,000 downloads over on our podcast, over 10,000 hits right now on YouTube. We're still flourishing, trying to flourish on YouTube. We see freaking number one, and I was just like, talk to me, Goose. This makes no sense. Um, the criteria: win loss, quality of win, the time frame is 30 June of 2022 until 30 July of 2023. Now, it's normally June to June, but this year they changed it a little bit because of the release of some of the additions, which is great. Like, the criteria by the time the magazine, the PWI Top 500 comes out, you almost forget like what occurred last year because of the cycle. It's just dumping it down your throat, like with All In going 1 week and then All Out going another week, and in between then they had three freaking shows totaling another 6 hours of wrestling, for AEW. So when we talk about the top professional wrestlers in the world today, we talk about professional wrestlers, oh, well, that can't be WWE because they're sports entertainers. Okay, fine. We're talking semantics here. But the PWI top 500, it encompasses all of wrestling and sports entertainment. And when I think of top wrestlers, obviously some of the names that jump to my mind are Will Ospreay, Kenny Omega. Over in the WWE, I've got to throw in Chad Gable because he can go. He's a great wrestler. Oh, you're crazy. You're just a WWE mark. Yes, I do have my WWE brain, but if we're talking wrestlers and skill set and all that, okay, we're going to do that. Now we're talking the top 500 wrestlers. And to me, it's sort of contradictory as we start moving up the list because it's quality of wins and activity and title reigns and um, the there's so much that goes into it. If you don't understand the criteria, you're going to get upset. Well, I understand the criteria, but I still get upset. So I can only blame myself. So I'll run through the top 10. Everybody knows I'm a huge Cody fan. I went as far as getting a Cody title, which shout out to the Nightmare crew over there at his academy for getting that chopped up. I think that is super cool. And it's one of my favorite titles that I have. I just recently got the AEW All Atlantic title. I just thought that was really cool. Looks quite a bit like the Mid-South North American title, and we'll get into top titles later on. Jay Tilly and I, we're going to chop up some of our Mount Rushmore. So make sure you come back, check us out, the No Shave Man Cave, right here on YouTube, wherever you get your podcasts. Come check us out. We're just trying to have some fun. Your favorite vets, talking about wrestling and a bunch of other shit, you know what I mean? So we got Cody Rhodes coming in at number 10. Not a very good segue. Obviously, you knew I was going to say Cody. If I'm talking about him, that's WWE programming, right? You see him in the parking lot and you see him in the middle of the show. He comes back out to the ring, then he's in the main event. So Cody Rhodes, top 10, he was gone for like freaking 6 months of the top 10. Oh, well, okay, fine. He beat Seth Rollins 3 times. That put a pin in that because we're going to visit that again a little bit later. Number 9, the human, what is he? The human weapon, Canadian weapon. Josh Alexander. He looked great. I don't know who checks out Impact, but if you're not, you're sleeping on it because I just watched the 1000th episode. Super cool. Great to see some of the talent that has passed through. Fantastic main event match. And Mickey James, when she came out, she had some mad sass. So good for them on that show. Now we come to number 8. Now, number 8 is the face, in my opinion, the face of AEW Collision. Now, before he dropped the title, Orange Cassidy, I thought was going to be the face of Collision. Now, if he doesn't have the international title, where does he go? What does he do? Well, there's so much that he can do because now he's not just defending the title. So that's pretty wicked. So kudos to AEW. They get their first wrestler in at number 8. Very, very cool. So number 8, Orange Cassidy. Number 9, Okada. Now Okada, we haven't seen that much, but he absolutely deserves to be, I think, in the top 5. Just everything he's done. Well, you're talking wins, losses. He lost to Bryan Danielson, but that Bryan Danielson match was not during the criteria time. So, we sort of get a mulligan on that if that's a thing in wrestling. So that's almost like heels back in the 80s and 90s going outside, trying to call a timeout. Dude, wrong sport, man. So Okada first, New Japan highest ranking New Japan wrestler, number 7, Okada. So I mean, we're not seeing Will Ospreay, who is your New Japan United Kingdom champion, who has had some of the most freaking amazing matches this year. He beat Kenny Omega twice, has had a fantastic run, and just like I said with one of my previous statements, well, that can't be included because that wasn't during the criteria. He beat freaking Jericho. So is that going to play into next year? I freaking hope so, because top 10 without Kenny Omega or Will Ospreay just totally busts my hump. I get a couple of wrestlers here and there, but for them to just completely omit them out of the top 10, I'm not buying it. MJF, your AEW World Heavyweight Champion and one half of your Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions. Great year, missed a lot of time, and didn't wrestle very often. Now that'll come into play again a little bit later. Didn't wrestle very often, but had great matches whenever he did compete. When that Danielson match with him, I mean, instant classic. Instant classic. So kudos to MJF, number 6, second highest AEW wrestler. So shout out for MJF. He's my scumbag. I got a pair of MJF shorts that I like to rock when I'm wearing my MJF t-shirt, just a humble brag, no big deal. And then my guy who I saw a couple of times before he burst on the scene, and it has just had some absolute classic matches, Vikingo. Absolutely amazing, and I'm just pumped that PWI didn't just go AEW, WWE, AEW, WWE, AEW, oh, Ring of Honor, throw Tony a bone. No, this wasn't the case. Thought it was fantastic. It wasn't one of those mark moves to sell magazines where they put Matt Cardona, number 4, because he's the indie god and he's got every independent wrestling organization's title. And he even said, you should see my closet. it's piled up with laundry and titles. Hey, that's some first world problems right there. So kudos to Vikingo and AAA and your AAA world champion. So very, very cool for him. Huge fan. I've been a huge fan, and no surprise that he breaks the top 5. Now these next 4, I was really surprised because I expected to see Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay. So Gunther, very, very deserving. He's been a champion for a long time. Just recently became the winningest Intercontinental Champion. And, basically the Intercontinental Championship was basically the next man up title. So you were going to be the workhorse. You were going to be showing out when the champ wasn't in, and they were going to be testing you because you were going to be the next guy. And Gunther carrying this title, making it what it is. Triple H sitting in Gorilla. I really believe that this is what this WWE Championship or WWE Intercontinental Championship is now what it is. The United States Championship is more of a, sort of a coffee table talk item. Like, it's pretty interesting. Is that, what is that? Oh, that's the United States. Oh, cool. But if you're the Intercontinental Champion, oh shit, Gunther's the next guy. You're damn right he is. And, kudos to him. Recently just got married too. So Gunther's doing great things. He's part of Imperium. And he's number 4 on your list. Now we get to the top 3. I don't disagree with number 3, and that's your new AEW International Champion, Jon Moxley. This guy has been carrying the company for the last 2 years through all this BS and shenanigans and all this stuff. He wanted to go home. He wanted to take a break. He went to treatment. He got himself right. Didn't take his vacation. Came back, got the title back on him, and has been doing great things. Dropped the title, and has just been a freaking awesome member of the AEW roster. You don't get a bunch of grief from him, and he's showing out. So number 3, your AEW International Champion, Jon Moxley. Very, very deserving, and congratulations, sir, on coming in at number 3. And if we were interviewing, he'd probably reach over to my desk, grab my pen, and gig himself, get a little color, because that's what he does. So thanks, John. Appreciate you showing out and being a good dude, man. Keep it up. Don't go changing. Now number 2, not mine, your tribal chief. What are you gonna say? I mean, he's been a champion for over 1,000 days. This seems sort of like a Mark move, but what are you gonna do? There isn't much else you can say. But he's the talk of the town whenever someone talks about wrestling, they're gonna say Hulk Hogan, The Rock, John Cena. Oh, damn, isn't Roman Reigns is still the champion over there, isn't he? Yes, he's still the champion. He might be on TV in November, and it's freaking September, and we can't get a title defense. So he's number 2. Shout out. Good job. He's on the island of relevancy all by himself because Heyman and Solo are showing up on Friday night. And I don't know if Jimmy knows where it is because that's just how Roman treats his guys. And then, number 1, Seth freaking stinking Rollins. Super surprised. He's had a great couple of years, really been grinding. Even when he isn't a champion, he's at the top of the card and doing some really good stuff. Now, who was number 10? Oh, you said it was Cody. Thank you very much. Yes, he was number 10, or is number 10 on the PWI Top 500. But who did he beat 3 freaking times straight? And did one with a ruptured pectoral muscle. The American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. So you could go up and down this card, up and down these top 500 and go, oh, I'm going to blow holes in this, I'm going to blow holes in that. fine. I can be upset, you can be upset, but there it is. I'm not gonna bitch and moan outside of this little comment, and we'll talk about it, but I'm not, it's open for interpretation, right? People like NWA for whatever reason that they like NWA. I loved Lucha Underground, sort of for the same reason that NWA, I don't really like NWA. The filming, the character work, it just doesn't resonate with me. Whereas Lucha Underground did. Now, these wrestlers, these sports entertainers on this top 500 list may or may not register for you, may or may not make you feel a certain kind of way. Roman Reigns being number 2, it almost feels like you had to give him something in the top 3, but you couldn't give him number 1. So I would say, 2, 3, or 4. Everybody extremely deserving, I think, to be in this top 10. You could probably shuffle them around a couple different times, and you're going to sit in a room with 10 people, and you're going to have 10 different breakdowns. So kudos to PWI for all the hard work they did. Heard their interview over on Busted Open. Bully and Dave did a great interview with the staff of PWI. So nice job to breaking out and unveiling the top 10. So there it is, wrestling fans, sports entertainment fans. You heard it here for the 100th time. Yeah, there it is, man. That's my feelings. That's where I'm at with the top 10. And make sure you come check us out every Tuesdays and Thursdays and Saturdays on YouTube and Rumble. And wherever you get your podcasts, just hit right in your Google search, the No Shave Man Cave. And we'll be sitting there waiting on you, ready to go. So until next time, friends, fam, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and we'll see you on the floor.